there's no sense in begging my job. Hey, there's no sense in that. So I'll find another one.
No, it's ridiculous. Like I said, the stuff that's happened is ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense. None whatsoever at all.
Did you guys talk to your lawyer and take down everything
Yeah.
too as well? Because I think she's in contact
Yeah.
with our insurance.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
What they were telling me is that Tricks, our insurance, is tenured Mitsubishi because they're the ones who service the elevators, and they're supposed to fix. They have a contract with us. We pay so much money for them to fix these damn elevators,
And they don't.
yeah. So they have insurance. So I think they tenured your claim to Mitsubishi's insurance. So I don't know if
Well, what they're basically doing is trying to blame the elevator company, and I'm sorry, you can't blame the elevator company for all the problems in this hotel.
yeah, they should take responsibility
No.
Yeah.
for half.
There's
Yeah.
the elevator
Like you
is
said, it was
in,
happening with-
yeah,
because-
because the elevator is in your hotel,
Yeah.
and it's been a problem for a year and a half. I mean, that makes no sense.
I get elevator problems.
Yeah, but for a year and a half, come on now.
Yeah.
They should have, if they were having that many problems, they should have closed the hotel and figured it out and then done it. You don't keep having people coming in and every day one or both, because there's only two available. That third one is chucked, done. That ain't obviously been working for a really long time. But you only have two, and to have those out every day, the hotel shouldn't even be open. I mean, think about it. Really? Like, that is so bass backwards. I'm like not even understanding that. You get that? Bass backwards, exactly. Ass backwards, bass
I got
backwards.
it. And I'm like, really?
Shit, you act like I'm the first person to say that shit. You know I'm the first person to say that shit. That's but like I said, that's regardless of anything, that just like that fired me up when he said, "Oh, you guys got a lawyer." Really? All the days before? That's why I had to get a lawyer, because you didn't do shit. We kept asking you and you didn't do
That's what I
shit.
said. The other guy that was there, I can never remember his name, because to me, it's that insignificant.
Yep.
It's just,
Well, they all are. They just like stupefied, like. But no, my life has been turned upside down because of it. So take responsibility, take accountability and responsibility for your shit. Because like I said before, the only fun we had was that's what before my mom called. Because so Coach Payne, the school, everything. John graduated, but for 4 years, as we're watching WWE, we were trying to go to see WWE. Like we tried so hard, so many times to go. We'd be like, there was one time we was like, yo, Coach Payne, we're gonna go. They're coming to Charlotte. Do you think maybe you could like help us get a ticket?
and then
Maybe
magically,
call.
right before, literally, when we had said this, the night before, Randy got hurt.
Yeah.
Randy got hurt.
And
And
we're
now
like-
he's actually just now coming back to the Battleground.
Yeah,
He was
'cause-
gone for 9 months.
Yep. Because we were like, oh well, we won't go.
Yeah, we're like, okay.
And but we tried to go so many different times, and we couldn't. Yeah, and we were like, you know what, Macon. That's right. We tried when they were in Macon. We tried. We lived in Orlando, so we tried all these times to go. We never could get there. And then we get home. That day, when we saw that marquee, we were like, wow, man, I wish we could go. And it just clicked in my head. I looked at my son. I said, John, call Coach Payne. Not that Coach Payne could get us tickets or anything, but maybe Coach Payne, maybe he could call Randy. Maybe they could meet.
Yeah.
We could at least maybe meet somebody or get an autograph. Just something. Hey, like maybe just something, just to be able to like smile and have, because I was so depressed. Maybe we could do something. And then we were like, well, it was 6-hour time difference. So it was already like 3, and John called Coach Payne, and Coach Payne was like, wow, it's late. But, and John said, well, if you can, if not, but if you can. And we were like, well, I said, well, my local girl kicked in. And I said, hold up. Let's try to make some phone calls. Let's see what we can do. So I called the box office. This lady answered the phone. And she was like, oh, all the tickets are sold out. I was like, damn. She said, but they might release some tickets. So she took our number and she said, if I call you back, then that means something. You know, there's tickets at the box office, or they're going to release them online or something. If I don't call you back, it means that there's no tickets. We were picking up my medication that afternoon
In Walgreens.
in Walgreens.
Like, literally
Sitting in Walgreens. They just called my
called
name,
her
put my name on the
her name
screen.
the board. And I was like,
My
Mom,
phone
your
rang.
phone's ringing.
And it
was,
said unknown.
It said unknown, and we were like, well,
I'm like,
so she
I
answered
never
it.
usually answer it unknown.
She
I'll be
did.
like, and I was like, oh, let me answer it. I answered it. The lady was telling us, she said, if you look online, they're going to release tickets. Or if you go down to the box office, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Auntie, thank you. Oh my gosh, I hung up the phone. We got online, nothing. We're like, shit. And I said, you know what, we're right at Walgreens. Let's just go down Kapiolani. This is at 4 o'clock, you know, it's rush hour. Starts.
No,
Go
it was
down.
at 3 o'clock because they had
Just put the cones out.
Because when
That's
I had
right.
Gone,
We-
yeah,
that's
because when
right.
I had gone to Walgreens,
That's right.
the cones were not up.
That's right.
Because
That's
you know
right.
you can turn left.
The cones.
But when I came
yeah,
back,
when we came back, the
oh,
cones
no,
were up.
Those bitches were all up.
So we had to go. So that's right. So we went
You
down.
had to go like
And my
around.
yeah, and my auntie was having a party for my mom because my mom was supposed to leave the next day, but she ended up staying till Sunday for my knee because she wanted to wait and see what else the doctor what they said. So they were having a party for her. We were supposed to go to that party. So we're like, okay, Ma, we're gonna go to the box office and they're gonna release tickets and we'll try to come to the party and then we'll get to WWE because it started at 7:30. This was at by the time we got to the box office, it was like 3:30. So we're like, we got plenty of time. No, we had to wait at the box office for an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes for them to release the tickets. Yeah, we were there. The lady, and I mean, what was crazy was when we got to the front, the lady was there, and they had the same name.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, this was meant to be."
Yeah.
So the lady was like, "Just stay
She was
there."
like, stay right there.
So they stayed there. Look, we were right there.
She went to the car. I was like, get your ass to the car.
No, I went to the car first. Then we went and got
Yeah.
merchandise. And we said they're selling merchandise right now.
I
If we
said,
don't
"Mom,
get to go by chance,
merch."
at least we got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know, I could say I was there. I wasn't there, but I was there.
But I was there.
How about they released the tickets?
And I was parked with
No,
You
you
know,
were parked. No,
was
where
it-
you were parked
well,
was. It says
yes,
right there that
if
that's
you-
where
if
if
you're-
you're
if
getting
you're at the box
tickets.
office.
It
I'm sure
doesn't
they
say
go
waiting at the box office for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It just says waiting at the box office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go in.
It just says waiting at the box office.
No, and I was like, Mom, just keep it running. Just keep it running. It's okay. Don't
Yeah,
worry. We got
I
it.
sure did.
Just like,
Well, I
right,
was in the
yeah,
air
sleep
conditioner.
For my tickets, it's okay.
I was in the air
Right?
conditioner.
Exactly. It was like, you
Hello.
gotta stay in here because I can't have you stand here.
Like
for you.
hello, I was in the air conditioner. So the lady says, "Here's your ticket."
No. She goes, and of course, I started talking to a couple of people because maybe 5 people got in line by the time. I mean, a lot of people were not willing to.
And there were a couple of people that said the same thing, that they had
called
called this number, and the
random
number was
number.
not the box. It was a random number that was online. It was not the box office. It was an office somewhere inside the Blaisdell,
but
like
it's
somewhere.
not the
We don't know
same.
who. We don't know where.
Yeah.
All we know is the lady was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting
So
inundated
she
with
goes
phone
and
calls
she says-
because it's on the internet."
First in line. And I'm like, then she goes, here's your tickets. Not even saying, where do you want to sit?
Nothing. She said,
Like,
"Here's
she
your
was just like,
tickets."
here's your tickets. And I was like, okay, cool. Where
Oh,
are
yeah,
they?
just like,
Yeah,
Where
no,
are
she
they?
did.
I
That's
mean,
what she
come
did.
on. I'm like, okay. She's like, no, here's your tickets. She's like, don't question. Just you want to pay
and-
for them? And I was like, okay.
And they were,
And I said, well, where is it? Because I had the thing open on my, and I'm like, well, where is it? And I'm looking
Yeah.
at my brother, I'm like, what?
"Where are we?"
So I told him, I'm like, wait, what? And I look up at the
No.
thing, and I'm like,
No. What you did? She looked at the thing and she goes, "Mom, you need to get out the car and you need to crutch it over here and you need to come look at this
literally
board."
said, can you give me 1 second? Because
Yeah.
my brother stood there while I went to, but
Yeah.
I ran. You know, boobs flying and everything. I'm like, it's a monkey. Right now.
Yeah.
And I was right, okay.
You need to come look at this
Look
board.
right now. Ringside.
No,
Front
total.
row.
Front row, ringside.
Yes.
Ringside, front row.
Cheaper than
What people had
have
paid
bought,
for it.
'cause I was talking to people as I was going around because I said, stay here. So happy ass right here with those damn crutches, and I'll be back. Make a couple rounds, get a drink, you know. So I'm talking to people and everything, you know. Because one thing about wrestling fans, they go across the board. They talk back to me. It doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
doesn't
Every
matter.
different
You're just there
color.
having
I
a
mean, everybody's having
fun.
And they were just like, man, oh my god. He's like, and one guy was like, so what'd you pay for the tickets? He said, where are you? And I was like, oh, I'm ringside.
She sure did. She sure
You
did.
know, I'm like all cute and everything, wearing my fishnets and my leather shorts, and I'm like, I'm ringside.
I'm ringside.
Like I know somebody. I'm like, yeah. It's like, wow. It's like I paid 130 tickets, and I'm like on the second thing, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that sucks for you.
Yep, she sure
I'm
did.
like,
I'll wait till you
The
Right? I'm
no,
like,
what was so
"Oh,
crazy was
it's here."
the security guy, because I'm sitting up there on my crutches. I'm like, I can't really. He's like, don't worry, just lean right here and take pictures. He was like letting us, they were so accommodating. It was crazy.
Time, so like all of them were totally understanding. They were like, you did it.
But I had nobody in front of me to worry about hitting me, nothing. But that was the only time, that was the first time and only time I actually got to laugh, to smile, to have a good time. And it was that, and that, because I was seriously depressed before then. Like, my doctors were worried because of everything else that's wrong with me, to have that, because I could not snap out of it. I was crying all day, every day, just really upset. So to be able to have that fun that night was like, meant everything, because it also let me know that it's like a full circle moment for all of us, because we were able to go to something we've been trying to go to for a long time, and then get to go at home in the place where we're from. That meant so much. But on top of it, knowing about Coach Payne and Mrs. Onan and the people at Hilton Head High School that were there for my family and for my son, it meant, like, it moved mountains for me to be able to even get better, because even the doctors noticed that after that I started thinking a little bit more positive, and part of it was because of Seth Rollins, who in the wrestling world I can't stand him. Like, I used to not, because he's a villain. He messed up the Shield, like, for real. He turned on him. But as a person, but now I'm back to liking him in the wrestling world. See, so I have to tell you that now I like you again, Seth. Ew, I never thought I'd say that again. I never thought I'd say that again, that I like Seth Rollins again as a wrestler. But I do, only because of what he had to go through. Like, my daughter pointed out to me that night, and I remember when we got to see him that night, because he just had come back from a knee injury. Like, he busted his knee in 4 places. I busted my knee in 4 places. He busted his knee in 4 places. He was able to come back. He's in the ring. He's flying, jumping, leaping, doing all this stuff. Rebuild. What is it? Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. And that has a lot to do with not just my knee right now, but with my life, with a lot of things I've been through. Like I said, I'm from here. There's a lot of things that happened to me as a child growing up here that fucked my life up. Totally. There is a couple of people on this planet who have fucked my life up. There's one person in particular who has really fucked my life up. As much as I love him, it's as much as I hate him. But still. And I've got to correct those things. I didn't need this on top of it. I did not need this on top of it, like, truly. I did not need this on top of it. But now it's like I'm having to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. Not just, I knew I was doing that with my life, but now I've got to do it with my knee and my life. So that night meant a lot. It did. It really did. I look at wrestling and Seth in a different. Let's see how long it lasts, though. Don't get excited. He's gonna do one thing. I'm gonna be mad at him again.
Monday Night Raw,
I'll just
change that
look.
this Monday.
I'll just have to separate. I'll just have to separate the two. I'll be like,
Battleground might change that.
you know what I mean? But I just separate the two. Like, you know, here in Hawaii, people know how to separate job from fun, from this and that. You know, like on the mainland, they don't. You know, a Beaufort County nasty asshole is a Beaufort County nasty asshole 24/7. Doesn't matter. 365. Doesn't matter. They don't turn off.
Even if they're off.
People on the mainland don't know. Most people on the mainland don't know how to turn off. Like, you leave work, leave your work at work. Leave your work at work. Bye, bitches. Yeah, but in Hawaii we know how to do that because we're living on a small island and we know how to do that. There's a lot of things in Hawaii that we know how to do that people on the mainland don't know how to do. They just don't know how to do.
Even if you get mad at a coworker and like you go out to a bar later on, like this would happen to me when I was working, especially online. Like, get mad at each other for whatever reason, and you go happen to be at the same bar later on. I'm not gonna fucking ignore you because guess what? I still gotta be around. Exactly. It's work. It's work. You separate. That happened quite a few times now.
They're not paying your bills. You're just like,
exactly. You're not paying my bill, but I gotta work with your ass.
Exactly. But people here know how to do that for the most part. You know, it's like you go just like people go.
Especially like a lot of the locals, like, you know, sometimes the way we talk, it's like when you're at work, talk straight. Go with your friends.
But that's just like on the mainland where and here, like when I was at duty free, I remember working at duty free. Naturally, most of the customers that came in were Japanese, so you needed to speak Japanese to them because at that time, like 85% of the customers coming in were Japanese. if you spoke another language, that was cool because you spoke it to those people. But duty free did not allow us at that time to speak any other language to anybody other than the language that you were speaking to that person, or English, period. Because you could be talking about somebody, and that's not right. You could be talking about them behind their back, and they don't know it because they don't speak that language, and that's wrong. So, and I used to see, I saw a couple people get fired when they said, don't do it, don't sit up there and talk with your coworkers in, your Tagalog or your Hawaiian or exactly. Keep that for after work, because that's not fair. Well, on the mainland, they'll sit up there. There's been plenty of times where people have been, and she'll turn around and go, oh, really? Is that right? Because they don't think she knows Spanish. But yeah, you want to label her a Mexican, but yeah, you don't think she knows Spanish. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first day,
that we went to get an application anywhere.
Something. They gave her English.
Gave her Spanish.
Slid it over to me in Spanish. Like, they gave it to her.
Gave it to me, handed it to me, slid it over to her in Spanish.
And I'm like...
And their biggest mistake at that time was my father was volunteering at where we were once a week. So everybody there knew my father. They didn't know at that time that I was my father's daughter and that was my father's granddaughter. They didn't even know that. But they judged us, and here you go, and here you go. I said, what? I was livid.
I looked at it. Piece of paper. I said real loud, Mom, do you see this? The lady's face already white.
Sheet white.
And I was just like, can I get one in the language that I speak?
Yeah. I mean, the assumptions and the judgments.
And granted, I took 4.5 years of Spanish. That's none of your business.
Exactly.
Because quite frankly, I know how to order beer and about it.
Well, that's like, I know.
You took it in college?
Oh, no, I took it in high
Oh, she took it in high
All
school.
time in high school. My grandmother, not
Your
my
great-grandmother.
taught that French, so I
Taught Spanish and French.
But I'm not going to give you all that information just because, and it's not something that I don't do it conversationally necessarily. I'm like, speak English.
Well, that's like, some Japanese tourists getting mad at me and then not knowing that I know everything you're talking about, fool. I'm from here. That's my first language, other than English. Like, really? That's why I'm like, Well, people need to stop judging and assuming, because you don't, people don't know. They don't know. You don't know what somebody. The last thing somebody's going to think is that I can speak another language other than English, first of all, because in the mainland they look at you and go, well, you're black. The mainland they think I speak Ethiopian or Kenyan or Haitian.
You don't look smart enough to speak another language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the middle of McDonald's bright and early. Went to go get my coffee.
And
this woman comes up to me as I'm, putting my stuff down and everything. My mom, you were actually buying it at the time. And someone comes up to me and starts speaking to me in Spanish. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. I'm just customer looking at me. She's like, well, you don't even look smart enough to know two languages anyways. Get the fuck out of your face. I was like, hello, bitch.
And that's when I think I proceeded to cuss her out in about 6 different languages. And I said, really? Blah, 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 through every language I knew and cussed her out in every language that I knew.
And it's like,
Yep. I was like, really, bitch? Okay. Yeah. She got some of everything. I was like, I'm a little local island girl. We learn a little bit of everything, bitch. Don't even. We have no choice. We have no choice. That's it. You've got to learn how to communicate. That's it. You've got to learn how to communicate and get along with everybody. Hello, if people would do that and understand Barack Obama, we'd be in a better place right now. If they'd stop saying he was from Kenya and realize he's from here. I'm like, wow, people. It made our lives a living hell.
Over in the mainland, because I have a green birth certificate. All my brother, most of us have green birth certificates. People come to me and are like, that's not real.
Yeah.
Do you see the notarized? Like, do you see the indentation?
You can't fake this.
Yeah. Like,
No, they will rub it, question it, look at it.
why is it
I'm like, yeah, it's just like Barack Obama's.
And
Green.
usually if you say that, it gets you more.
They get pissed. They get so mad. They just lose their
He
minds.
wasn't from there, so.
He was from Kenya anyway. I'll be like,
This isn't a Kenyan birth certificate, Leslie. Let's check it to the
he's
big
from
company.
another country. Like, he's from another country. Okay, if you want to say Hawaii's another country, you do that.
I mean, I'll say it all
Some
day
people
long.
think,
Yeah,
like,
no.
they're like, do
Well,
I need
you
my
know what?
passport?
Yeah, and I'm like,
It's America.
There was a guy that fixed our computer, came to fix our computer in Florida, and his fiance. He bragged and boasted about how he's getting ready to get married and they're going up to their honeymoon. We're gonna go to Hawaii. Oh my gosh, my fiance is gonna be so excited. I have to call her and tell her that you guys are from Hawaii. You know, she was a valedictorian at her school and He was just so, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. So we were thinking, wow, this is a smart couple. They'll get, he's working for the Geek Squad and she was about, wow, they're gonna do really well. They probably should do really well together. Yeah, I mean they were young, but still, they look like they might have a good future. And so he calls her on the phone and he's like saying all this stuff and she says, well, I just have a question for them.
Since they're from there, yes.
Since they're from there and now I can get my question answered. She said, we're on the phone with her. And she says, how is it that the weather in Alaska and Hawaii is so different when they're right next to each other? And I said, excuse me? She said, they're right next to each other. Like when I watched the Today Show, Al Roker, they're right next to each other. I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I said, are you serious? Valedictorian who's never seen a globe?
Like, for real?
Like wow.
You look at maps, that's it.
Even looking at a map, Alaska and Hawaii are not like that.
No, but if you're looking at one of those no,
a
they
kitty,
are.
well, yeah.
The ones in schools.
Okay.
You look at the map.
So, yeah.
Have the big,
And they have the little
you
square.
Right
They have them in the
here and
squares.
right here. That's why they have it on the Today Show and GMA like that. Because of that.
Yeah. You should have a globe. I mean, I had a globe.
Right?
I used
had
to
my own globe.
I mean,
like,
come
where am I
on.
gonna be?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna
come
go
on.
here.
Didn't you do that as a kid?
Yeah,
And even if you didn't do it at home or if you didn't have one at home or at school, there's some in the stores, like,
yeah,
you
in
know?
fact, we were at
Yeah.
right before we got here, we were in Home Goods, and they had globes.
The
of all
globes,
different
yeah,
colors.
they had all the
And
colors.
I literally was like
Spinning all the globes. Yeah.
I love this.
That's why I don't.
I don't get it. I'm like, this is
I was like, that's probably the best one of all. Well, besides the, do you guys use American currency?
Yeah,
Do you still walk around with coconuts on your boobs and tea leaves on your butts? Do you live in huts? Oh, when they do that, I'm like, yes, and my hut is One Sand Road. Visit anytime you'd like to. Yes.
Or when I say, yeah, I lived in a hut, and I show them a picture of my old home, and they're like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Because we all, right? Because we all live in huts over here, I'm like, and the biggest thing in South Carolina, get this, you ready? Now, we love turtles here in Hawaii. We love the honu here in Hawaii. In South Carolina, in Hilton Head, because, they call themselves paradise. First of all, they try to say that they are the paradise of America. No, bitches, you are not the paradise of America. This is the paradise of America. That's the first thing they try to say. Then they try to say that the reason they don't have traffic lights, because there's no traffic lights. Not traffic lights. The night lights, the street lights. Street lights. There's no street lights on Hilton Head. Like, they're only in certain places, like very few places. And, the rich plantations, the rich plantations. That's the only place they're on, the rich plantations. Other than that, they're nowhere, okay? They like to keep their dirt in the dark. Especially since that place is where they send 80% of America's witness protection program people there. Okay, so you're sending a bunch of criminals over to Hilton Head. So what they say is, this is their excuse for keeping everything in the dark. We have to protect the sea turtles. Your look is just like ours. You have to protect the sea turtles. That's exactly the look that we give. When we first started, we were like, what? We have to protect the sea turtles. I said, last I checked, sea turtles still can get it on in the dark, in the light, in the water, out wherever they want. They're sea turtles.
They're just like humans.
They'll do it anywhere if they're horny enough and they want to make some eggs. They're gonna do it.
It's not like it's
but they say no, because we have to protect. And they literally, people get fined if they have their lights on the beach after 10 o'clock at night. I say to them, every time they try to get smart and try to explain it to us and tell us the scientific shit, I say, you know what, take your scientific shit and shove it. Have you seen the Honolulu City lights?
And usually they shut up.
Yeah. We pull up pictures and we're like, have you seen the Honolulu City lights? It does not affect our little honu. Our little turtle are thriving all over the place. I said, I've been to Maui and ridden on the fucking turtles. Give me a fucking break.
And it's like, you would think you'd put more lights up so people would be more aware.
So they could see the turtles, so they don't step on the turtles.
Tybee Island is like an hour from Hilton Head Island. Because it's in Georgia.
They have street lights.
They have street lights on Tybee Island, and their island's also a little bit bigger than Hilton Head, but they have street lights, and they have a thriving.
They have civility.
Yeah, they do. Thriving turtle population. They
Yeah.
have so much in abundance that every time turtle season comes around, they're like, okay, guys.
Everybody march to the ocean.
You guys know that the turtles rule over here, so if you see them in the streets, if you see
Yeah.
anything here,
There's
you
so
know
many
what it is
turtles.
here. You know, yeah, cool. Careful. You know, it is what it is. Tybee Islands, they're like, okay, just be careful. They kind of rule the place. We're just here for fun. Hilton Head, they're like,
They're just here for the food.
don't even.
No.
Like, don't even. Don't
It's
step
horrible.
here. Don't do this. Don't. Our water's brown. I'm like,
Yeah, the water's brown. Brown, and the sand is hard. Like, you can stand on the sand, it doesn't move.
it doesn't move.
No, you
Like,
stand
it's
on it,
like
like it's packed. Like it's, and a lot of it is man-made brought in.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, like, but it's really, it's like
Because most of
packed.
that area is marshland. And it's not the kind of like swampy marsh like Hawaii used to be, but rather like legit like
Yeah.
Louisiana's
Oh.
marsh type
Marshland,
thing.
like
Yeah.
alligator type marshland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
Something
marshland.
like that.
Like we have, well, we don't have really marsh. We had in Hawaii in the back where they had
Yeah,
the,
that's why I
that's
said
it was
it's
from
like-
the ocean. It was like, but no, over there it's like marsh, alligator marsh.
You know,
Yeah,
Hawaii
this is
Kai.
alligatory,
This is,
gross,
legit bayou
like,
type shit,
Yeah.
you know?
like, and when I remember when we first moved there, and for them, tilapia is the biggest fish on the planet to eat. And I was like, wow, growing up, that's like the last fish on the planet. I said, you know what, eat tilapia is not the best fish. I was like, no, that's like the bottom feeder nasty fish. That's like the one we like to throw back in the ocean, use for bait. Like for real. That's the big delicacy in South Carolina is tilapia. I'm like, wow. Take your tilapia out.
How do you feel about crawfish?
No, yeah, I agree.
I'm like,
Because out of all the crustaceans, that's the one that literally is like on the bottom.
Right along with that tilapia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. Oh, yeah.
No,
Some
it's-
people love them now.
Oh, yeah. Some people will go
Oh,
in,
people
I'm
from
like,
Texas? Or I realize friends from Texas.
Oh, they go in on them. They you should see in the daggone grocery store, they got the little octopus and the little crawfish, and those people will go pew, right to it. I'm like, yeah, we do octopus and what, but it don't look like that. I'll be like, every time we go to the fishmonger, I'll be like, it doesn't look like that though. What y'all do to that?
Something wrong with
yeah.
crawfish.
Like, what did you do in process from catching to here?
So it shouldn't look like
Just
that.
grew up in the wrong area.
Yeah. But like I said, Ebony, you know, you're a wonderful person. You work for a really shitty place. Like we told you a couple weeks ago, get your ass out and go work someplace else. You would do somebody else so much a better service. They don't deserve you here. They don't deserve for you to work for them. You're too good for them. Because these people don't know how to treat people. Your GM, I could see why. I'm surprised everybody hasn't just up and left with this guy. I mean,
Jordan, Michael, we're using Elton, we lost our housekeeping manager. Like, I mean, I think it's just because our old GM left.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
think
people
He
said.
wasn't even our new GM. We had no GM. It's just like when that guy left, our old GM, like everyone was like, oh, maybe we should think about the next phase in our life. It wasn't even come even come yet, but everyone was just kind of like.
Well, he really just put the icing on the cake for everybody and just made it like the stuff he does when you holler liability and then you have your guys going up and down stairs taking bags when the elevators are busted. Are you serious? Huh? Yeah. I mean, because I know that some of the employees already have problems from having to do stuff. He's just all he's doing is he's messing up the hotel chain. He's gonna cause Aqua more problems. That's what he's doing. Aqua might think about getting rid of his ass before he brings them to the ground. Because he's Reed, did you write down his last name? You gotta write down his last name.
Oh, I can bring up the card because
Okay.
we have all the managers and supervisor cards.
Thank you very mucho.
Are you guys going out anywhere today?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you just packing?
No, we've got stuff.
I have to go to the post office again. I have to mail off stuff again.
Are you guys just still staying in South Carolina, or are you guys planning on moving coming back?
The plan before this was honestly, it was like 4 days later after we got there, pick up
because we were supposed to be moving to New York part-time and here part-time. Because we were getting ready. Well, that's why we went to New York for 5 days before we came here. We were scouting out places. We were looking at things. That's why we were we were all over New York. When I tell you, those 5 days, we were there all over. We were in every subway up and down. That's why I said, if he thinks, he better think again, because my social media is filled with my trip to New York. I was all over New York. There was nothing I couldn't do. I came home, I was getting ready to do I can't do shit. You really think I'd sit here and not be able to do anything and not do it in my home? If I was able to go surfing, go swimming, do all the things I wanted to do, I'd have done them. Because I sure as hell hoped that night. I remember the night it happened. I was like, damn, it's just a bruise. It's just a bruise. I'm hoping it's just a bruise. Oh, yeah. And I sat here with ice on it. Those first 2 days, I was crying. I was like, no. Having my mom telling me, my auntie, everybody telling me, just wait till Monday, go to the doctor. If it's, just, if not, you got to go to the emergency room before the doctor's appointment. I mean, I was in so much pain that weekend. But I still tried to trudge through it. And as it was steadily getting more and more swollen, and then to go to the doctor that Monday and have the x-ray, then have to go back the next day and have the MRI, and then to hear that there's 4 things broken in it, that just like, I was so done. I was so done, because there goes all of our plans. There goes everything. Like, that's out the door. Like, I have to have surgery, and that's one of the things they were worried about, because the swelling wouldn't go down at first. I couldn't get up out of here, and they said if things don't go the way they should, and I have to have surgery here, we'll end up here for another 6 months. So it was like, really? Let's try to do what we can. That's why we're in physical therapy. They were trying to get the swelling down, get the mobility going, so that I could move it enough to be able to keep it from getting crazy on an airplane, because the swelling and everything, you have to be able to keep it moving. They were just trying to get me to get it moving. So once they were able to get it moving a little bit, now I can get back there, have the surgery, but now I got to go through another 6 months of rehab after that. So I still have to have surgery and still have to go through rehab. So all of our plans are put on hold. So it doesn't matter what we want to do right now. I can't do them. So, I mean, that in and of itself is, and on top of it, like I said, I have celiac disease. When we came, with all this, what we asked for, what we got, I haven't been able to eat right since we've been here, because I couldn't cook any meals for me at all. So it's put my health in jeopardy in another way. So, because what I asked for was a kitchen, because I needed to cook at least once a day to be able to feed myself properly without eating a bunch of boxed, take my chance on gluten-free stuff, because that's what I've had to do. So that, that messed me up. And even though when I get back and everything I do, I can't even do. I'm a chef. The things that I do, the things that I'm working towards, I can't do right now because I can't stand up and do. I mean, I'm totally screwed. All of our plans, because part of our plans were opening a restaurant, we've been doing cookbooks, we've been writing another book, kids books, all kinds of stuff. We've been working on a lot of stuff, but this puts everything on hold. I can't, how am I gonna put a restaurant? How am I gonna cook? I can't even move to New York right now. I can't move back here because I gotta have surgery first. That leaves me stuck in nasty ass fucking South Carolina for a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I hate that fucking place. God damn, I hate that place.
Well,
5 hours away from where we
so
are.
it's not like, it's the very tip top of South Carolina.
Closer to North Carolina.
North Carolina. 30 minutes by car there.
So it's because we're at the very tip down by
Very
Georgia.
bottom by Georgia, so.
45 minutes from Savannah. Like an hour. It's like 45 minutes an hour. It just depends. It's like 45 minutes to an hour from Savannah, depending on the time of day. But
it's like going up to North Shore.
yeah.
It's that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like, wait, 45 minutes. No, it's kind of like going up to North Shore.
Yeah,
it's gotta be a drive.
Yeah.
And,
But it's not
mentally
that.
prepared, but it's not.
But it's still not really, like, it's so down in the low country.
Yeah.
It's the lowest of the low country, because that's what they call it, the low country. I hate that place. There's nothing good about South Carolina. No. Somebody could blow it off the planet.
I was so sure that something on it at that time.
The restaurant that you said you were gonna start, were you gonna do that in New York?
Yeah.
And Hawaii?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Family.
And in between, but we were starting there because, hello, I'm from here. People that I grew up around family, friends, they all know that I cook my entire life. That's just what I love to do. That's been something I've talked about since I was young over here with family and people. And then in New York, because we wanted to move to New York for a long time. She's wanted to live in New York, and we finally got the opportunity to do some things, and now those are scrapped. Like, we waited so long to do this shit. We waited for John to graduate to be able to do this shit. Well, I'm not, it's scrapped for right now. Like, there ain't shit I can do about it right this minute. Postponed, but that's still, no, well, postponed, right.
That's why I said.
I said for now. I said for now. Like, now meaning this immediate minute. Bitch, leave me alone.
I'm just saying, because you know how the universe decides to work. It's crazy.
And I said for now. We're still doing it. No, I'm not gonna fuck with the universe like that. Dopey. But that's why I said getting written up would be the least of my worries with these fools. I would be like,
That's just that you have people because of, you know, your actual personal, personally with people as opposed to.
well, not only that, also people like your honesty better. Like, if you were telling them you left the company because of the way that they treated their customers and their people, hello, they're gonna know.
Almost 100%, just from that honesty. They trust you.
Honesty gets you a lot further than a bunch of lies and bullshit. And this guy Clem and this lie, no, that's wrong. That's wrong.
My friend just put in her 2 weeks of her job, and I'm like, everyone's moving, and I'm like, I'm staying in the same spot.
You're not a true baby. Uproot.
Yep, uproot,
Do
move
it.
on.
Especially while you're young and you're able to, and you don't have, baggage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be working for a hotel
Well, that's why I
that's
said,
getting ready to
get
deal
out
with
now.
what I'm about to serve
That's
them.
why I said,
I
get
wouldn't
out
want to be
now,
dealing with,
like,
because what I'm about to serve, like I said, take a moment to check out my Twitter. Take a moment to look at
Oh,
my
your
Twitter.
Twitter?
Oh, honey.
I won't have to hear it.
I have Twitter, I have Facebook. And see, I've kept my...
Oh my god, I love
No, but I've kept my Facebook private.
Put it on the back here. Yes.
No, but see, I've kept my Facebook private out of respect for...
my name? I'm pretty sure it's my name.
Right? I know.
You can't remember
And
each
everything's
one.
always like.
All mine are the same, so I don't
mine
have a
aren't,
problem.
because hers
That's your
is
problem.
unique. You know, hers is.
That's because I am inimitable. I am an
Me,
original.
Because I have Ella. What rhymes with Ella? It's usually Bella. So, but I've been called that my entire life by most of my classmates. Ella Bella. Do you think everybody else in the world has that? Yes, for some reason everybody wants that. I'm like, really?
They sure do.
Really? I know none of you are named Ella, and I know none of you are named Bella, and